This is kvci.blogspot.com, George Foster Ryan. I'm still at Moody Air Force Base, and I have an individual here. We checked with the Personal Affairs Office, and he's going to give us a tour here. And because of the way I feel and the flavor of his nature and the nature of my flavor, we're just going to talk and journey down what they call Heritage Hall here. And I was told that he was the one with much of the information and knowledge. And so, what's your name again, my beautiful brother?
Alan.
Okay, and just start us out talking here and tell us what we are really concerned about is just a little information about the Heritage Hall here at Moody Air Force Base, and this is called the what? 93rd
Air Ground Operations Wing.
Air Ground Operation Wing. Okay. Okay, go ahead. Tell us what this display is right here briefly. And what
this goes back to the beginning of the 93rd Air Ground Operation Wing heritage back in World War II. The wing got its start as the 93rd Bomb Group, Heavy, and they were involved in the bombing of the Ploesti oil fields in World War II, which really brought down the Nazi war machine there. Okay. And we had two Medal of Honor winners there in the 93rd Bomb Wing who earned the medal as they died on their missions here. Once the bomb wing moved on after World War II, it was activated over in Castle Air Force Base in California, which is the display you see here. And they flew primarily the B-52s and the KC-135s to continue that mission under Strategic Air Command. It was a schoolhouse for both of those airframes, as well as an operational squadron. You see the red scarf there, and that was from the operational squadron of the tankers there. The schoolhouse for the tankers had the gray and green scarf, and then the blue scarf on the right was the instructor schoolhouse. The original bomb wing patch is on the top. You got a picture of the wing's emblem now, but that was the patch that was worn by the aircrew there. And that wing was in operation from the 50s on to the early 90s when the base was closed. When the base was closed, the mission was shut down, and the wing was reactivated at Warner Robins. And we have a display case down the hall for the mission at Warner Robins in the E-8.
Okay. You said something about Strategic Air Command, did you
That's
say?
correct.
And that's at Offutt Air Force Base, right?
Well, it was headquartered up there.
Headquarters, yeah. It's not up there anymore?
Strategic Air Command went away.
Really?
And the missions were taken over by other agencies. Air Combat Command picked up part of it.
Okay.
We had the Nuclear Command now that took up a lot of the nuclear missions.
So what is, if you don't mind, if you permit to say, what is Offutt now? What base is that? It used to be Strategic Air Command. That was my first duty assignment. I just wondered about that.
I don't know what they do up there. I know the Air Force Weather is up there at Offutt.
Wow. But is it still a big base?
I believe it is.
Okay. All right. So let's step down a little bit more. Just going to close this clip. No, give me, you know anything about these pictures here?
These are all the active units that we support around the country right now. We have the wing headquarters here at Moody Air Force Base. Then to your left, you see the 3rd Operations Support Group, Air Operations Support Group. They're headquartered at Fort Hood in Texas, and they handle all of our squadrons that are embedded with the Army, basically west of the Mississippi. That includes the 3rd Weather Squadron at Fort Hood, 7th Air Support Operations Squadron at Fort Bliss, the 13th ASOS is what we call them for short, at Fort Carson in Colorado, 10th ASOS at Fort Riley.
Let's not get into that too much. Okay. So all of this is a part of what? 9th Air Force, or just all the various?
We are under 9th Air Force. The AGAO itself supports the Army mission by providing close air support. So our guys, our mission really is this type of thing right here, where we're traveling with the Army and calling in the A-10s, the helicopters, the Highway of Death in Baghdad. That was part of our mission. Those guys called in the airstrikes on that. We also have the base defense group here, which provide first in type of response. They were down in Haiti during the earthquake, base defense, and transportation security.
Okay, so since the 70s and that, Moody has really increased, isn't it? Gotten larger, right?
It has changed its mission. That's correct. Some of the mission has grown, and this is what I was talking about after Castle shut down. The mission was picked up by the J-Stars at Warner Robins, and then moved on from there.
Okay. What are these fellows here? What is that? They look like back in the day. You know?
It is back in the day, back in the 50s, when high altitude strategic nuclear bombing was going on.
Yes, sir.
They had those pressure suits for cruising in the above 45,000 feet, and the mission was to go over the pole, like you see there,
Yes, sir.
and respond to a nuclear attack from the Soviet bloc.
Okay, who is responsible for maintaining this or getting it in here and setting it up, or who did this work?
Evelyn Dole was our wing historian who is primarily responsible for this. She was in the wing at Warner Robins, deployed with the wing.
So a lot of work went into this.
A lot of work, a lot of research, like you said, going up to Offutt to find some of the old trophies that we have here, the bomb trophies and other things like that.
Okay, we're going to close this out, but this is mainly what we were concerned about right here. We're going to close on this note.
Yes, sir.
And I believe this is the chain of command
Yes, sir.
going up. I don't see those gentlemen's name, but I'm sure that the people stay here know them because of the fact they see them quite frequently. And I guess that when your high-ranking individuals come into this area, that they will be looked upon or seen through photos. They will see the power brokers of our nation who, beyond question, must sacrifice a lot to maintain our republic. Would you agree?
Yes.
Okay. And once again, I want to thank you so much for giving me this brief tour. And before we close, I want to say something else too. The Personal Affairs Office also said to us that they do give several tours a month, right?
Yes, sir.
Which means that the city of Valdosta and Lowndes County, I guess in other schools if they like, could come up and view the Heritage Hall. This is open to the public. Yes, and it must be a good thing, because I think that if I was a young person in high school, it may help me choose or to help me to decide if I want to do an Air Force career.
Yes, sir.
Any closing remarks you'd like to say?
No, sir. I appreciate your time.
Thank you very much. This is kvci.blogspot.com, George Boston Ramsey. Isn't this beautiful? This makes me proud that I put my 20 years in the armed forces, and I did not put my time in as a Republican, Democrat, Independent, or Green Party, Christian, Muslim, Jew, or other. I just put my life on the line as a citizen of this republic. And isn't it beautiful when we all can go in the foxhole together and come out alive and just say that we all was Americans? Isn't that beautiful? And this is all anybody could expect or ask under our form of government. Once again, I'm going to close this out. Thank you so much, my beautiful brother. Bye-bye.